Claver arrives in Cartagena, in South America. 10,000 slaves pour into its ports every year and are sold to work throughout the Americas. Here he meets his lifelong teacher, Father Alonso de Sandoval. He has been ministering to the slaves for some time. He takes Peter to the ships, and he shows him the plight of the slaves.
Let me describe the terrible things that happened to the slaves. Men and women condemned to a life more suited to beasts. Their masters beat them until their skin falls off and they die from the cruel blows and horrible torture. Masters will do this for any trivial infraction, or they terrorize them until they die, rotten and full of worms. Every day the courts hear cases with accounts of this kind of abuse. Many times I have seen things with my own eyes that make my heart cry out with shame. The devil has convinced masters that slaves are incapable of understanding our faith, that it is all nonsense to them. Masters believe it is a waste of time to try to teach slaves the catechism, that baptism is pointless. Having slaves make their confession is a joke, and giving slaves communion is blasphemous. But God has always valued the Ethiopian nation, as can be seen in divine scripture. This love shows us that we do an important job when we minister to the Ethiopians and try to save them. David says, "Ethiopia will be the first to give her hand in marriage to her husband God," because Ethiopia was the first nation to enjoy the fruits of Christianity in those glorious early days of the Church. This is the best praise we can give to this nation.
St. Peter experienced firsthand the horrors which African slaves endured, and he was moved to his depths. He had found his life mission and was well resolved. And so at his profession in 1622 he signed the following: Peter Claver, the slave of the Africans, forever.